na NDC for sambeka ya ebrana omampanyin dada John Ejekumkufo ewo ho as president no NDC for ete DAB almost a fair setting the record straight led by the liar celebrated propagandist Fifi Kwete and the one the NDC for general secretary to be setting the record straight na entra omutwagum penifo so o my Ghana mu no na nya sekretwa to the extent say President Mills be your president the prof be president you call or naming the ministers na Fifi Kwete eko gina parliament eko vetting say na nimusi gu ase because of setting the record straight na eye entro ene propaganda nkwa omo edebaye no vetting in fact just na waye mobo ene NDC wa aban mu ene NDC wa aban mu ena President Mahama etwa 78 million Ghana cedis edema Felix Kwacho Fosu say ofanya media adwuma publicity ene media adwuma won chase kani bi mankofo won first kani bi so ntone ma no fanya adwuma 78 million Ghana cedis ene diama Felix Kwacho Fosu be 4 days ni ye wo hall mo a ye beta ni say Godwin Akogan say enya Gordon what the Godwin na me the Gordon ena Godwin Akogan abeka na bonta press conference say so mo so ba be setting the record straight me hu bi da party e wa ban mu ya president Mahama extra 78 million apaki de gu Ghana must go back with ma Felix Kwacho Fosu say o fa nko ye adwuma ede na si de na aba all of a sudden no afedie Akogan as deputy communication officer of the NDC no one also ebetesa but say setting the record straight ye buya said no de be ya wo say ye NPP for ye timi kan se bi anya no kure eti wo Akogan no e ba be kan ensem no kure ana me so okay no problem so wo Ghana ni wo interest wo NDC ni so what happened to the 78 million Ghana cedis na e de ma Felix Kwacho Fosu no what afa nya adwuma nana wafeli skanasa ana e means say e reinforcement it is searches ka foforo dia ma set the record straight no ye be aban be twesika dia ma won but won kan kire yen it 78 na bia anso it o max akofa set the record straight na aban diska pudu dia ma won mo say reinforcement afa no metwantro na you see setting the record straight no records ben na wo ba be set the street mon kan kire yen one district one factory mobile muse mochum setting the record straight mo be kan say records ben am be setting straight say na eni ho ana agenda 111 President Mahama say wonu de woni sika woni aban sika wo ti fa aban sika 1 cedi kropo enkosim sala President Mahama aka the one can say private institutions no say an individual say eya kono say person obe support agenda 111 hospitals ani yesi na obetimi na baba begin ko no on dey we need 1 cedi kura say President Mahama aka che so this record are you going to set straight record ben am setting straight mo ka che say mo ba a friend saying 24-hour economy 24-hour economy mo ba want to be find my et record mo ko setting straight say are you going to tell us there is a certain phantom 24-hour economy somewhere yeah the year so you're going to say the record straight say it is in the air, it's a mirage. Where is the 24-hour economy? Where is it? It is setting the record straight being one man a bit my satisfied record straight to say there's a 24-hour economy being implemented now. Where is the 24-hour economy? And when I may share some media video be I feel quite was say omo ba beye meter omo say e wo hompo meter bi omo de ba o ka 2024 just before elections no meter bi omo de ba ne say on be calibrating in such a way say enumere we use meter na enumere a ye nte o kese it would the war factory na war shop na we use some meter na enumere a se e bia 1 hour bia no avia ebi afobano pa is 6 to 8 1 hour bia ebeto 10 cedis some meter na mo ebe recalibration no enumere no 1 hour bia ni so beto 10 cedis no ebe beto be 6 cedis. Where is that meter? Some meter na way There's no record to be set straight. Records are yes certain records no straight ma mo ka che mo say ma fairly and nyama mo ka sem be ye no ma anye. Yes. And nyama mo ka sem be ye no ma anye. Setting the record straight be ni hon mo a ebe set bibi straight. So far Bank of Ghana for Trantro, Bank of Ghana for Trantro am ya chi wo mo. Ama afraid here omaji atum say e ka no mabo no mo say 15 billion no afraid omaji atum say 44 billion afraid omaji atum it set the record straight no and your more number set more record straight say I am Bank of Ghana we try and draw it mo set in the street young people for you try and draw you ntisa mo you nya true 40% NDC for it set the record straight ne ya makwaba. But a name now some setting straight in the Mayer no, it's a clear admission say Felix Kwatufusu is a failure. Yeah, the Mayer no, Sana say ya tam 78 million Ghana cedis the amount kwabrana say on fashion media introduce canton for kakrana on for business project in ade say the sanity. As why ye antentam setting the record straight light na ya dum no. Record ben na be setting straight abramede efumu na fa ne mo over that setting records in the street na me ka se enura no general secretary issue statement eba abontin na me share constitution ekuta me na baby was say national organization article 10 was say there shall be a national organization of the party which shall consist of the National Delegates Conference, National Congress, National Council, National Executive Committee, and the National Steering Committee. And baby about National Biennial Delegates Conference. We follow man now about the National Council, right? So yes, National Biennial Delegates Conference, National Council, Ufi National Councillor. Now Ufi National Council, no, and now. Yeah. Okay. National Council, that's the third. And about 4 was say your finance committee. The finance committee shall consist of the national treasurer and 10 other members who, including the chairperson, shall be appointed by the National Council on the recommendation of the National Executive Committee. Then you will be your Constitutional and Legal Committee. Also, the Constitutional and Legal Committee shall consist of a chairperson who shall be an eminent lawyer and 6 other members, all of whom shall be appointed by the National Council. There no. The Bani about was the research committee. The research committee shall consist of a chairperson and such other persons as the National Council may appoint. Then National Disciplinary Committee. The National Disciplinary Committee shall have the composition, functions, and jurisdiction set down in Article 4 of this Constitution. Then vetting committee shall examine and vet the candidature of every aspirant for the presidential nomination of the party to ensure that such person qualifies to contest for the office of the President of the Republic. Then Electoral Affairs Committee shall consist of a chairperson and such other persons as the National Council may appoint. Communications Committee. The Communications Committee shall consist of a chairperson and such other persons as the National Council may appoint. Political Strategy and Policy Committee. Yes, the same thing. National Council may appoint. Security and Intelligence Committee. Then National Executive Committee. From there. National Executive Committee shall consist of National Chairperson, former President, and a Twaswa, the National Chairperson. Inti no sa entity. Inti me say General Secretary ejina sa tumi we so Article 10 no and na omode eti committees na aba no. Na wutete nkomo na wokuru na ebimu chess ebimu say aden na we na yate no. This current executive ye wo hoyin. Yeah, headed by Chairman Buti as acting chairman. Yeah, General Secretary as eka homu na ye adwuma no. Omo term no e be expire. Nyame aduma September national elections ni bia. Na omo term no expire. Ebi mbusa say omo term no expire, sa committees ye omatie. Will it expire with the same with their term na? Ana say. Ebi mbusa say be expire with omo term no dia. Ene adan na oman twen ama September ya nto abana wi na new executive no eba no maba bete sa committees nyina bebre different schools of thought e wo ho a ye didi ho nkomo but I'm sure say bia nyina so legal ebi mu chese wo mo so wo mo current executive no constitution and kata mo kra some committees it is so far as say current executives no eda so ye adwuma na o mo term of office no enso ye no o betimi ama sa appointment no aba etie no e wo ho no mo bi mu wabontin na wedi committee of nipa be 200 as said here NPP nipa 1 people ebro 10 million enti no nipa bro 10 million na say enya asem kwa na aba na parliament e wo 87 na ka te point it nipa be 150 what I say e wo parliament enti we no die udini mu a tobo manemra form eye committee asem committees ni atete a omo ebe be committees akoye adwuma ye wiewe ya mijins afekwa de ba beti manifesto committee aba beti wia campaign team na aba we da we no sanete even though ebi akobeko communication committee health committee way committee finance committee en chese afedie womo na bibie no mo na be kasa ama party no ana adwundo bia ye bia obetimi aye etiano de mamo mane enhamo ewo sa enema we so membership no on some of the committees no by the position position na wo no na ema wo ye member of a certain committee enti sisi ano ya ebi be fifiri so no so move efimu to by September na it is a new persons na ba kwosimu ebi mu so kwa chese o se party wo ho de enye obi ana obi na jealous it is said there's going to be there's going to be a new national chairman for the party. There's going to be a new youth organizer, a new women's organizer, a new national organizer, a new treasurer. Eti party no leadership no virtually 95% the ebe new. Eti hono aden yan twama new ones na ama. So that we can also have their input before we set up these committees. Exactly, I say virtually no. As you set superstructure no ewo ho. It would oba national chairman oba committees ni set that. It would be beka ho. General secretary oba committees ya set that beka ho. Communications director ya set that beka ho. National organizer. Minimum how it will sit down well with everybody there, but friends of Bawumia who eat and then oba beka yensa lawyer ya mwache mu akwaba yenua na lawyer wi mu ti saying menua na nsem bebiri na ekoso bi ya na de wo kai men who say menua emse grofo ni bi nsua ba bia ye free ba no ene nsem na esisi ya ansa na yebedu ba bia yebedu ye na very potent our grounds in terms of omo edo party no omo person who party ni yeko eni so omo pempapa mu party no efidi on all angles it is said they okay me no ya adwene say sanka mo twen na new executives in the bar then they will be part of the forming of the committees. Yes, say what time kakra na say I say what set it trap amobi. Yes. What I say? What set it trap amobi in terms okay? I just say committees in the committees in the background. New administration in the background. We shall be able to use the committees to control them. Not just say you intend to tie their hands behind their back because committees they are certain so they have a part to play in the administration and the forward moving of the party. It may feel something that we know actually. Says Uncle Motway. I don't see any explanation of the Bema. A bit me, I roll this our position now. Was a say our contender here because you said you're a party here. You said the Grofom could do some positions now and your mom with me here. Okay, Council Party, what if I say finance committee was saying the national treasurer shall be the secretary to the finance committee. Okay, it shall be the duty of the finance committee to raise funds necessary to finance the operations of the party in conformity with applicable laws. Any other. Now, there's going to be a new treasurer. Eti committee. Ama new treasurer ni ba secretary of that committee. Yeah, or more never share affairs of that for the next 4 years. Treasurer need input because there's going to be a new treasurer.
Yeah.
Treasurer need input for the next 4 years. Do you think say it is that fair now?
Which is the workability that may come once.
Yes.
Because media, I look at the ESIDA and the cost to AC and the BTB SC. You say some committees yes set people hold their positions. So they be because I'm more interested in their positions than a human at the back. So what did they make? You know, so we yes our committees we are a national finance committee as a national treasurer and that's what secretary of this committee. The question is, are they going to work in amity?
Yes. I want the question. No?
Precisely. Because he must have an input at some point. Says okay, he national treasurer. It is a set up a committee. And if only appoint him as a committee member, he must have an input.
Because fundraising.
Yes.
And no major.
Yeah.
And to a national treasurer, no. She say, "Well, Bebano, say finance treasurer no year campaign." Who said delegates? I can say NPP me ba. The mayor said the bit means kakra. It is expected to say be only people may be wadrin be madrin it or basika committee or don't be can. Or ben so that super structure and yes
that.
It will not pen or babet naso.
Only input.
And now back on bono. Now on my meetings, on my meetings, they are there 4 times for the next 4 months. On by meetings are jelly before
my draw agenda crap.
On the column agenda, able more executing maybe. If you go and join in the middle,
yes.
How do you function properly? Castle.
Is putting the dog
the cart before the horse.
Before the horse.
Peter Akwaba.
Mahuzo Ukra constitution. But the remaining said committee National Council and a form what you say. Now, if National Council and our form at it means he say this time there's a current treasurer. What you say? I know what National Council meeting na say.
Yes.
Now, the National Council meeting the course on a national treasurer and I have from the National Council. I'm sure someone will they review this committee and possibly the new national treasurer will join. Now, the catch is that Sekobase, the new national treasurer or IDSB or whatever they are say will be near because yet music I said because say new executives in the party should be a standstill. The party will have to work.
Yes, it functions. They function within friction. What you say? They function within friction. And once there is an impending election,
yes,
for somebody who is going to be the secretary or a leader of that particular unit, don't you think that for the purpose of Juman with the history and how we know things work in this our party today, which you cannot look at, it was wise for them to wait because then they found a no man no omo Juman no mo yeni say ekoso to say they will can say ekoso dada
no but say no etochi makaka
how would it was ekoso bibi ekoso committees there one say what that mebwa and our committees in they are going to get to a certain point presumably new personalities or the committee from into what is the rush? Because then you said there's going to be a vacuum.
Yes,
there wouldn't be a vacuum. Vacuum
at any point in time. Yes. Yeah, so the same argument after the election.
Vacuum into a human normal yen. Into a dating train. Now the new a new guy in the bar. No so send a neck and a year for now. It's okay, guy abba. If you have proposals for brand new, well, how do you intend to run your office and then the rest of it? They are incorporating. Me who say the new people near here or between papa aye juma And this is functions.
Okay, but to pass. Peter, me say me bati. Se na ye wo no. Mo fa chemi.
Finance committee
article 10. Me pato say on national council.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Do you have finance committee?
Yes.
We have finance committee.
Yes.
Before annual list, no?
Yes.
You have constitutional legal committee. Oh.
Yes.
You have research committee.
Yes.
You have national disciplinary committee.
Yes.
You have vetting committee.
Yes.
And you have electoral affairs committee.
Yes.
You have communications committee.
Yes.
Political strategy and policy committee.
Pepe.
It's secret intelligence.
Pepe.
And you okay. Eti senior kasem ni ho.
Let me just say, National Council may function at any point in time. They can decide they are reviewing membership any day, anytime, depending on. Of course, they are given 4 years to run. But Obekaya. Oh, but the National Council, the same constitutional, the National Council may review. The formation. Oh, Tobo, I'm saying, sir. I'm saying, sir. The National Council no form a committee.
Yes.
Say omunko ABCD.
Yes.
Continue for 4 years. As and when the National Council have the power to review committee remember say you are
4 years. Yes. Question is say committees in they've been in place for almost 4 years.
Yes. Yes, because when Corona is next month or so. But the same National Council,
I extend the say September.
Yes,
and their question they say, so in a best by September. And then you might by September. Now the committee they've not been dissolved. Yes. They are still in existence.
But now that there's a new, going forward, the old stand dissolved.
But then people be creating impression say as if the committees they were not in existence. They were in existence and they will be doing their mandate. What I say? Before September the be national elections. Committees here yet say.
Yeah.
What will be the input of the new national chairman? What will be the input of the new general secretary? Because on the banner committee, so it doesn't mean say you know so national council meeting now. Yes, review membership nana.
No, it is up to the new executives, to steering committee and to maybe apply to national executive committee in the national council. Say, look, yaba. They say the old, for example, the old ABR national treasurer maybe the new we want maybe the new treasurer to fit in the position. That would be a proposal. No, that would be it's
not a matter of possible. It's a must. Constitution say yes, but beyond friends say positional representation on these committees.
Yes,
membership na nkasano. I see not the input of national chairman.
Is it the revised constitutional revision? Only say
and I only say at the national council meeting there were some constitutional provisions to be considered. So because you explain more about this and you have access to the general secretary. I'm sure because there were other matters discussion on national councillor and releasing. So for all you know, we are at the meeting, some of these things issues are raising now were raised because I know for a fact there were other constitutional provisions on discussion on national council about the vice chairpersons positions. I would do that because questions I see. Oh yeah, amplifying all those concerns. I would do committees when you standing committees. No more term 4 years.
Yes,
and it's how say no. 4 years and I say their term will expire with the expiration of the existing national executive and the bishop say na national chairman beba we the national chairman for new national organizer beba new this new input what the formation of our DB mono
okay now me say the entire
First of all, first of all, committees, membership of committees, members are not elected positions in that committee. They are appointed into the committee, and therefore, at any material moment, if they say anything, you can't even be removed from the committee and put in another person. And secondly,
what was I saying?
Appointment. They are not by appointment. An appointment there.
What's it by
it is appointment? It is not. The membership is not by elective process.
Yes,
it is appointment, nomination, appointee. So at any material moment, even a member within the committee can be removed and somebody put in there.
Okay.
Based on the same constitution I can. Because if you do ABCD, or they think that you are best listen to serve in a different committee than what you were previously in, they can take you out. And secondly, chairman must say election and some a new chairman, new secretary, it is the occupant of that office, not the personality. Chairmanship, no, it is not just personality. So it is the chairman. So at any material moment, chairman will occupy that position. What you say? Chairman will occupy that position at any material moment. Until you not say new chairman bar. New chairman takes over from the old chairman. It is a chairmanship, and it is not the personality. So it is the occupant, it is the office, and not the personality.
Okay, maybe.
What I mean is
maybe committees need
yes.
What is the end game?
They are supposed to start work and do what the party, the National Council mandates them to do. It's a process
for election 2028.
Yes,
for the next 4 years.
That is so.
Now. New national executives now back from September. No?
Yes. They continue with the process. Why this will
new executives now urban.
Yes.
Omuna kwa bontin say akwami akotomo so aba.
Yes.
With the aim say you buy a be say ama ye win election 2028. Me batobo. Afon beba no na that vehicle bi si ho. Ya omu nim say a Mazda. Ebe akom Toyota. Oba na Mazda dey si ho.
No.
Lawyer Mercedes Benz.
That is beside the point.
Let me tell you.
National chairman. I'm coming. No. Why there is a manifesto of every political party has a manifesto.
I would.
What you do as a committee is based on the manifesto of the party. And you will make me as national member, me APCD. If it is outside the constitution, the manifesto of the candidate, what do you do?
I said there's no manifesto now.
You see that precisely the point. So argument now more I don't know say who your chairman now say my campaign say ABCD. Committee is not supposed to serve the interest of the chairman or the occupier. It's supposed to serve the interest of the party.
What about the working relationship for the success to be attained?
You don't need to be friends to work as a team.
When you don't have a strong point, that is when you go to the letter of the law. So with this strong point, because committees yes, nipa the sending no mobile be here. Engineers will take care also into consideration. So okay, yet idea we that's a free bar. How is it going to
the country? The party cannot wait in a
wait.
Wait. The party there's no wait.
Why I said to
see me na me tie mu have you asked me why
I'm going to see a question
general secretary will have the opportunity because you disagree with me you are cutting me
Prof Q what's that say
well me myself they say me dey allergy adwin to some extent say even say ye twempo say the work can sank ye twempo na ye ten after new executives na ba the fact that dodo na ye new no obi okwa na onye e bia party adwuma ni bi pen what man say no mo sisi anso no based on ade a eto ye 2024 elections na mo ho nti no ye onkofo bebra so omo opepa edema party na omo anya suahu bi atete niema bi a ebeboa sa committee ya yati na adwuma no na new people na ebeba no ebi wo ho a ebe take time ansana omotimi am make even proper input into the workings of the committee into me there allergy no many allergy ya adwin to that extent.
Eti what say what the what it ya. Okay, so cause maybe just a minute be na yefa nko yenim.
See you. Me say nipa de sani na ye adwuma. Ye set ya rules ni ye nyina area. It is occupied by human beings. And you know, so we a decision be no one take into consideration the clashes or the adverse of human beings. So far as Ebema Adena ye adwuma ye na. You go and end up in the situation where the chairman and the rest of them are not happy with the committees. International committees. To say they okay. Say they
that's where the danger is.
They have they have this thing to change the committees. What would be the signal to our party considering 2024? The party is coming from somewhere. We have witnessed a very, very, very bad situation in the 2024 elections. Now, normally I see 2024 elections, both you trade the buyer, Yafi and Yanko. It is the harmony between the persons who are going to hold these committees, it should be taken into consideration. You become a chairman now. I think you want to go forward to say Chairman Afoko. If you are there, so now what are we hearing? What are we seeing? A quadrant upon. And then here, and then you who say, let us be careful and let us learn from our past and not begin to think the same constituencies now. Some elections here, and some ebano. It is not nice to hear. What is the party head saying? It is creating a difficult position in around regions. It is creating a very difficult position for the party in the constituencies. Now, Professor Agronid, I forbid not independent candidates to pop out from the BR. And yes, share from your past. And let us look at things in the right perspective for the unity and then the progress of the party. I say again that goes that someone and no or call on or the black letter and the interpretation of the law, rather than we putting the human aspect into it and finding out how we can harness this thing for it to work properly. You can do that as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you need the numbers, you need the people to work together.
A lawyer will be I send the message Baba say tubu. Opa me do go bukum square ohodi anu akosia. Are you saying that obi say be patch up tobo listen me ma me mie wa ade no obi the message aba say if you are in a party me batobu I would please I would that be would if I nyina when you tell me no hura me sa o ya ha de ha kwa de me table head hwe obi question what aba ne say what did to me say you bet me as a committee members at any time.
Yes.
Actually. But we say, can you imagine? Say new neck number na October. Almost say almost meetings, committee members be ma this chairperson omoni say yes 7. And then ya we by ya congratulations. E chene ka say say nipa mu pe. E de ya obeba. Avoidable.
That is why initially the party members must stand that position. Say you can say chairman occupy that post. That chairmanship will be, if you are elected chairman, say who now they occupy a position of a committee chairman. No, it is the occupant and not the personality.
But see.
I want to let me explain.
Then I work on.
Let me come say. They are Oseey. You train election. Obi our CC. Say chairman, if it is a committee, you are saying that the national chairman will be a chairman of a committee, for instance. If the national chairman will be a chairman of a committee, for instance, it is a national chairman that chairs that committee. So current national chairman, like the acting chairman, chairs that committee. But if new elections are held and the new chairman come, he takes over from the chairman now no start you know.
There be na America.
So what is it? So which one are you talking about?
I would to bim. Obe some anti bega say me no kasa rough. I would to bim. You no put the moment a new matter of course.
That is my argument.
So what is and then you argue with yourself.
It is not dealing with the issues that we are talking about.
What issues were? Because I was listening.
You listen but you didn't hear.
Okay.
Mama Obi, the finance committees are consist of the national treasurer and 10 other members who, including the chairperson, shall be appointed by the National Council on the recommendation of the National Executive Committee.
Yes.
On the recommendation of what? National Executive Committee.
Yes.
How many form National Executive Committee? Elected members, you know, any other members.
Yes.
Okay. Now we are going to have a finance committee for the next 4 years. Ama party.
Yeah.
There's a new neck members of MOBA. Yeah, we input any the selection of any of the members. Question say, imagine say a banner committee chairperson. Yes, the radio. Yeah, maybe I must say a person committee members do a person more in October.
Because input
in October. How would you think they are going to feel? Abra and Kebet my train, I'm here to because committee there's no vacuum within the party as we speak. Unless I be on what time I say there's a vacuum. There's no vacuum.
And then this currently they must cease work to work.
No.
How would you get free from an ideal situation? That's how it should be. But
this
I can also understand my point in this. Your party in practice sometimes even if you cry, there are some friction in one way or the other. But we should not also encourage a situation where that practice is say meeting way when why?
It's not any meeting when
you see, at least now there's a million chain. The general secretary and the party may have
the practicality and the truth of the matter, which will affect us one way or the other.
Yes.
Is that it is a fact. So to reduce that kind of thing, you feel say once the I did in the train. Now because we no benya input we go for the eba be yes no mo time no enso
yes
o ti le make am so be so be wu ana so be bibi tu obi na so ntimi nya adwuma se be sesa
as a member of a committee to work you say that because of this I cannot work with that person then quit
no you see that's an ideal situation but in political party organization sometimes no besides there must
also be discipline
you must be disciplined here
if you can't discipline argument you are making your argument and making my argument. I don't say I should be this.
And argument. The friend wakasa na kofo etie ya abonten. You need to be kasa bom.
Munyabutre.
When I'm talking, you interject. Wait, so somebody is talking. I don't have it.
I will be intimate here.
Munyabutre. Hey, the sasma yekeken. Ebia to NDC pan. Ebia to NDC. Mbakaya. When NDC the last election before 2020 elections omuko form election formation of committee say and President Mahama at the time former President Mahama Suma Julius Dobra say onko a meeting no kon catch the then national NDC executives ni say formation of committees no twentwen so because be national election now flag bearer who becomes the flag bearer will have an input who becomes the members our committee.
Yeah, I remember the Kai.
It was Julius Debra at the time was sent to the meeting. Okwaya no back and forth. Ubekaya. Argument my say the party must run because flag bearer they cannot wait for the black flag bearer. And omo allow contest no and at the time omo say a chairman of the and went ahead no formal committee. Who say koya ma actually no the director of elections at the time is a free anchor. The working relation and war on the flag bearer elected in this case President Mahama at the time no now problematic because that President Mahama group name call for fine. He even wrote to the then flag bearer of NDC, President Mahama officer, no pay finance because no one trust him in tea. What I say? Oman first scam Emma, the Kosia, Omukolusu, and went. A chair come back the next election. It became a topical member, said he can tell you that as the basis against Chairman for Swampofu. Say, or cast or moon chain, 9 couldn't pay so no information, no be alpha now. Chairman for Swampofu and penny. And it went against Chairman for Swampofu. So I can understand, baby.
It's a bad example. It's a bad
whatever it takes, no, in Yabutre, the party may have in Chechemubia or Mujina so the yes, sir. The General Secretary, I'm sure. This week, he said, it's a statement on my issue and answer then.
A statement.
And for Monday, I'm sure they will speak to it. I'm saying, if I'm saying, my press conference, go ask him. And all these doubt, argument, counter, will be resolved.
Gideon, Fatus Mami, members, no.
The example no crowd doesn't hold. Gideon, flag bearer was part of the formation of these committees. And this instant was saying they didn't have a flag bearer.
No, but the elected executives in the yes, I didn't say.
But you say flag bearer, say
stakeholders. You see, your flag bearer, your party. So the flag bearer cannot work. The flag bearer will need the new national executives to work with.
They say flag bearer. Who has to work with?
Maybe one membership no mesemo. Maybe bo a unity no mesemo. And then the hand is a five size for him no more. Omo ben. The BC benyasi. And the BC benyasi. Aye, share. Okay, what at the end I don't know the bear was it the NPP acting through its National Executive Committee and National Council has constituted the various standing and sector committees of the party. This decision was taken at a meeting of the National Executive Committee and National Council held on Thursday, 7th May 2026. The standing committees were constituted pursuant to Article 10(2) and the beginning. Read that article. You be ready. And was Wuti. Proposition of standing committees. Oh, please. So, NDA. But we are there off to Obian Timon Casano. At the Finance Committee, Fredo Wari, Chairman, and Patrobium Kakrawai. Bimuka Krebi Fredo Wari and a chairman and then Charles Jamina and a year secretary or Bakosia Fremo Cell Party member Nanajua Dukuya member William Opombu member Honorable Irene Natosi Ado member Honorable Abina Wasasar member Ambassador Edward Boati member Joseph Ampoma Bosompe member Adelaide Ashrin a member. Enti so I think I didn't put dosu enti no me just that listening na e wo ma meeting bobo ni enti electoral affairs no the way chairperson honorable Oseey so aba obiambo secretary Evans Di Makon disciplinary committee honorable Kosiamu Akwata chairman Elizabeth Utuka and secretary oko policy committee honorable Kojo Ponkroma chairperson Dr. Kosinyami Befi secretary organizational committee honorable Anthony Abaifa Kabu chairman honorable Nanabuachi Henry Nanabuachi secretary research committee honorable Professor Kinsley Nyako chairman Dr. Ernest Owusu Kumi and secretary communications committee Nana Kumia chairman Richard Ahyagba and secretary and then after that we will study committees after that my sector committees is also the sector by sector no finance and economy co-chair Dr. Muhammad Amin Adam and the other one is Dr. Stephen Upata one also co-chair sector unity committees now co-chair the constitutional and legal affairs co-chairs near Kwame Anyimadu entry and Maxwell Opoku Ajiman Edro Mechiao Edro Kumasi no decent some power since the do so easy people Kumasi no obedwana bankran foreign policy and diaspora Samuel Abujinapo and Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel Inos and a co-chairpersons food and agriculture Isaac Yaopoku and George Odru and a co-chairpersons education Dr. Yawose Bichum and Dr. Prince Hamid Ama and the co-chairperson. Health, Dr. Nana Ayiwa Free and Dr. Anthony Insia Asare and the co-chairperson. Trade, Industry and SMEs, Michael Ochibefi and the Kosi Yankee Aye and the co-chairpersons. Quiet and then Energy, George Kwame Abuaji and the Koju Nsafopoku co-chairpersons. Communication Technology and Digital Economy, Matthew Nindam and Dr. Augustine Blay and the co-chairpersons. Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Fred Che Asamwa and the Bra Otin Jesse and the co-chairpersons. Environment and Natural Resources, Kwekwan Prechum Sapo and Engineer William Gomashi and the co-chairpersons. Housing and Urban Development, Martin J. Mesa Kosa and Samulata Chia, co-chairpersons. Water and Sanitation, Kufia Hinkramafu, any engineer Dr. Clifford Brimer, co-chairpersons. Roads, Honorable Kennedy was saying that Kone Kobne Eje Japan, co-chairpersons. Transport, Sulemana Alasan Tampuli, any Akosipuku, co-chairpersons. Security, Intelligence and Defense, Dr. Brian Champon, any Reverend John Intifojo, co-chairpersons. Local Government and Decentralization, Francis Asansobwachi, any Kosi Amiacheme, co-chairperson. Gender Social Protection, Adelaide Team, any Dr. Susanna Alu, co-chairpersons. Youth Development, Vesede Koasifwa, any Sami Awuku, co-chairpersons. Sports, Salam Ama Apienima Damata, any Koju Bajiman, co-chairpersons. Employment and Jobs, Mavis in Casa Bodu, Honorable Kennedy Wahine Ejapon, co-chairpersons. Religious and Chieftaincy Committee, Christian category, Honorable Reverend in Team Fojo and Samson Kwekubuafu, co-chairperson, and then Muslim category, so Honorable Ben Abdullah Banda and Hajia Muhammad Rukia and the co-chairpersons, intino signed by Justin Kudiafren Paul, intino see ena eti hono yedi eno ebegu. Pastor Medasin. Week no so no besebe yawa Tuesday ho baby, either Tuesday or Wednesday, and a picture beto abonte say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akọ Tarzan ho Charles Rekubrubi. Before then also now Dr. Nyahu Tama close picture abonte ye be kai Dr. Bawumia wini primaries na okọ finance mogu ye friend saying kwampi anim okọ kwampi anim ho no mo eche ye hu say picture bi so aba na Dr. She's into the bush, a very simple. Dr. Atakobina Kennedy, one also equal Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho. Face is big ho, Yahu say, or a friend say, Paula Foku, alcohol, na picture no so now, Kojun Penny, former chief of staff, and then Penifubika Hua, Munina Ako. Ushimwa. How do you see the echo say one for the past 10 years? Or Monka, Papa Bianfa, NPP, ebi musu ti se bi ko put name do mo ye ka ho na party ni lusu but Dr. Bawumia I reach out to omo ya wo hwe say total unity council mame enfafi ho no. How do you see sa ne ma yekosi?
We feel say a very very good and smart move by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The bia ye tisa man for ka say we need to unite. Unity so nye omo ye executives nko am omo ye Jumama party na omo ye disgruntled about one or two things. We yeah, because the Wufu Bibia Koswana is being neglected and the rest of it. It's the Dr. Bawumia outreach to Sanko Fu we say a very a step in the right direction. It's flag bearer no. Baby to a frank ama NPP no. Waba tutu ni na ba omo na ase. Ene bi no so akọdọ. And then I could come. Their hope said by that gesture, almost share a unify Dr. Bawumia, the oil. It will be cry or body cry or party in the work. Yeah, Dr. Bawumia, you should be able to absorb that. It's a good pa. They may bomb pie say a bay the seed in the germinate. Now togetherness now a complete.
Yeah. How do?
Yes.
Who is saying?
Oh, yeah. On say me who ko phobia omo candidate winning ya omo konsia no na me say I think there is something good happening to the party. Some people have been outside PC in for a long time, many years, but since Dr. Bawumia winning, I think this new only say last one or winning all those people, some of them were not fully in support of him. But this time around, it appears to say Omonyana, I think they are ready to come on board and work with him. And I guess China candidate in the show, it's very good for the unity of the party. I've heard some people criticize, say, including me, say some people say it would be better to let them go. But the
what change were you?
Because the reason why my sister Marjorie Kakrani said this gesture may let them slow down.
Yes.
On what they are doing outside. Which chair ne pass we don't know, even if the person doesn't like you, no chair no ikakra or no ankasa no obey idea public no be who say no suban aden na gesture we a candidate showing na magnanimity ni bi na e wo da so ye we a wo ankasa obey ni paboni. So that process now started here. So I've changed my mind. They say ananka emyema 1 or 2 people or monko. But when they are also out there, the things they say about the party sometimes, Charlie, it distracts attention. And I think it's a renewed unity be a party no more, and that process will have to continue. If it continues, I think with unity, we've all said with unity, NPP will not lose any election in Ghana. NPP does also change a party be out. But anytime there's disunity, any nema be a no not the problem about. And I agree, say this process must continue, and if everybody is on board, I think the party has a great future.
Okay.
And 2028, the echo Sweden, nema bebre because promises be a scam. Every for one night until
okay. Obi say tread cautiously, NEC has taken a decision and you should abide by it. Oh, that you say the team can say we won't abide by it. Say the I
you have an opinion to
express. And you put but you and everybody has an opinion to express. Public sentiments and I amplify one. If you have
every idea more expressive crowd and more opinion.
Yes.
That one there. It is there for them to also learn other opinions of other people.
I'm quite prof.
And I'm on Papa na Dr. Mahama Bawumia because for the first time you say as a personalities na any all call Monchaya and that's all Monso ban in China. I am Kofokra no be expect say and young Dr. Bawumia mpo na a different NPP a presidential candidate. You not even find those people around the presidential candidate or more support man. Na me jidi say engagement in any nampone on camera. I'm say a big cry off camera at Dodona. Na esa Jumadie Kesia at that Dr. Bawumia so and now elections I back on 2028 in say. Me to try party for so say enye obia so na Dr. Bawumia betimi aba na so ebu o hwa bia ye besoma nkofo na aba na so. Nti say koba ne say Dr. Bawumia ntimi ama no soma obi say omra na so a ye besere say onkoye ne say na soma sidie na me nini nyina na ne ye wo na sepo na Dr. Bawumia ni na hia me de oni ma hia fa ne say Dr. Bawumia na aba na say de be ono so benya mre na adwuma obeye say eye campaign any other interest groups as so share omo no ono so benya adaje no watimi aye say adwuma ni nyina but baby a yeti sisia ne de ye hu ne de me gide ye say ade a lose bright for all of us.
Okay, so the work can say a can wasem because Dr. Bawumia no we ni baba ko.
Yes.
Enye de bia no nko betimi make personal moves.
Yes.
About what now because be initial baby. And this Dr. Bawumia ese wasoma obi. So omra wo hono mo a fa ne sa se Dr. Bawumia na aba. And na wo so kwampo no wo obi a wo se be binti primary course so and I say bufu bi 10 years wo se dey active party no a reach out to the person. You wi am Bob Ashanti Media cho ayi ba ye no alachaba no hono ujai party na wo wi na wo koye no Ashanti ba ku bi mi hia no Westlands na me say uja for me na say me ti won ka che wo na abi awko ye die e say wo hwe na wo ye yi o de say no nam kwan no so a wo ko movement nam kwan no so sa wo fa kwa bone so no ka say be awko ne die obeto nsu na party na abo na siri sentimi ya mesrew na wa ma back but wa anko enu jina faako na echena osan frɛ me e ka chense komo na da mini ndi wo kwan no we dey na say the Damascus kwan so komo ni bia ya mini ndi wo sa kwan no ho no utie na wa anko na wo kwan ko bemu ho pa ya say or proposition kwa wo party and I'm going to support him.
Well, we say obi o ho wa konto kwa wa bre obi kwa ka chen say e twa so na ko twa so ba keke wonye obi ama ni ka chen say onja
sanse wo ba
obi ti say there wo kam ye sure say sa afi no wa bre wo ka chen say jai no o say go no wa kan dia ene ma jai
entimo mia nkoso ni ye nye sa ne mane ye ni di nkomo ye baby ye tin na ye ni mo ma partner
oh yeah
enti reach out to them I catch you say Dr. Bawumia say we here will be on board. You know him on board to them represent Dr. Bawumia say Mr. Come back home. Na bush road na mudi. Bush can take answer na say that popular be.
Na
yeah for Peter.
Say I had the papa. But you see who say political party adwuma ye de ntimi nya absolute unity. Dey ya ubenya ba ku mienu bi a omune maybe leadership. And I nipa odi anim na enya dwen in one way or the other. But you see, ade ba kupa na ekoso ye ni say omu bebre wo a maybe they had a problem with a former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo or a former president Kufuor because of the way maybe party na say chairman be our back party dem at the year so Dr. Bawumia as a person they may not have a problem with him.
Yes,
what I say
I mean, oh yeah,
to some extent or no reach out no be man coming back no I na say ni toning down no I easy cry man na ne ye say okay say party ni issue statement say they should forgive those o maye ni amonsem kakra be ni amnesty be issue statement say bi mu kura ampo ya allow na mumra bi kura be contest position ni ade nyina it is a party na issue such a statement na flag bearer no so at aba now I take it such a year a Brahma party in Kabum no kese but ni na nko wiye say or say party nso and me bia we should be very careful especially doing contest kase bia ye ka ni ye bia ye ebi mu etimi etena se bopo dwenbone anke betimi aku obi nti o form ho po na ko du sempempen so bia me fi senka de a wo ye no e wu ade a na se che wo na wo nipa no smo bi so mra me nchen na me mra na me adwuma ya na edin there are some boni bi wo how de ye obi a ontimi mfa ncheda me kai de bia ya asema Jake kan those days about obi wa said your treasure ne maame me nim say I would so mfa ne maame ni agro na se bia party enya nkwa na me me de maame bia na me kai
aseme cry ala no pe mu data udi sa
chances one all the meeting me say nkwa boni boni
we are a political party.
Yes.
The crack say here association.
Exactly.
NPP.
Yes.
That is the party. It is a meaning we are in Bawumia. Why should I work against the party? But in the same we and why anybody to deal with the person.
No, so or yeah, no, the good anymore.
Me see we are a political party. When you are there, I think that we also go for the home party anymore. Because almost take it, almost offense now, and I hate no, and you almost standing against the party. Party is also standing against, and just here now standing against you. Remember, we'll come for you.
Tragedy of the commons.
We'll come for you because we are members of the association. I just saw a report to the Pakron the necessary baby not you're dealing with the issue.
Yeah.
Because you're starting you want to lead the party name. You're starting away. Your bar second away. Your bar third away. Because they are individuals that come a party name subsystem. party nso na mo bia minister party na mo bia chairman party na mo bia hold every position until if you go against that party because somebody did something wrong to you the whole members of the party will come against you because then opposite odi sansan go the garden
that is a spirit
until no omonye obi ayesua asma make am for to omofo no omofo sua so obi your body or party no ma take it against the person because your disciplinary committee your normal baby or party no deal with this but if you try to go out there and try to lambast the party because your aim is to win elections by doing that now we say your aim we impede your aim and when the young penio
that is it
and it is a party amnesty leader of the party I reach out to. Let's say they are actually a movie. Then the party can go after them. But you see, as no be any reason tia or did bonny or the baby. Obi party position. Position now we want to know the Benjamin me. Now the position now by Jimmy area.
Then they deal with him.
No, we deal with him. That's a money war. Money war. Who didn't deal with him? The only way is our own news. When I am tough for man. 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 We back on the
and when the emperor see your person.
Money war. The child. Money too. As money war out the child. Nko obi dini na ma di wisa. Bonny a bimu dia di bimu. Omu bomb. Be say bimu ya fasting daily. Minimum man bia. No mo mpa bonny say because of bi omu kunuma na mema bi mi omu ye yi. No mo bomb pa yes party in opposition. Now at least for 4 years keke mpo keke. I say omu ho atomu. Pa. But say mo be say na ubebere ni so wa amre ni pasu esno obia ni study ofa yetie so obi kasetia awudua eso so obefa no obi kasetia me so na esno obia ni study ofa ne de but a party formation process we should allow
yes you do what them na say we are police station you can
obi on so onko obi obia obi
yes go police station membo no ogbona you be ka so you be chu
obi on so mo obi akobo obia
and no soon they said it's a they say people should come to the understanding say party need the vehicle party need kan chiro obia so ko di obia it is a human aspect, no. But I follow that lower. You deal with it. No. But when Coco Jina so starts all running down party because no but a Kwekubenu I will be a Kojo here and the idea. Yeah, Pinio.
There was all kind of you are preaching ideal.
Yes.
Ideal situation.
How about to liar? Let me tell you, you have come back to the
the sanity of the party must be maintained.
You see now, lawyers come about
the sanity of the party must be maintained.
Correct. I agree with you.
Party need on your feet. Yes. No being your feet, I didn't know cause it's a personality. Party na personality.
But any panel na occupy party position.
Party need a personality. What you say? Or Nipa in some extent. It is a party in your body. I didn't know how did not. I now cause so Kwaku menu na your body. And you got to tell O'Connor be never about unity. What do you make an answer? Let your party because party so independent done party. I buy so